Welcome, everyone. We are back. Man, oh man, I'm happy to see all my good friends are back on the show today. The off season's finally over. Season's about to start. Before we start the show, let me introduce you guys to my good colleagues. We got my good friend John Paul. How you doing over there, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Glad to be back.
Then we got my good friend Tony. He decided to wear that horrible hat, the Mets garbage. I don't know why we let him on the show. Why are you wearing that garbage, buddy? Why are you wearing that garbage on the show?
First off, I'm not a fair weather fan. I keep it real, baby. But I'm glad to be back. Unfortunately, baseball has treated me horrible this offseason. But hey, listen, you know what? The Mets, for some reason, are surging after getting rid of our two pitchers. We're 5 games back out of the wild card. So let's go, Mets.
Okay. Then we got my good friend James from Back Shoulder Breakdown back with us. We missed you last season, buddy. Welcome back. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Football's back, so I'm pretty much all happy and good.
Then we got my good friend over there, David. How you doing over there, buddy?
Good. How are you? Thank God it's football season. Let's go Giants.
Let's go Giants. Then we got my good friend over there, all the way out from LA. My good friend Madison. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me on the show. I always like coming on, especially talking football.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thanks for coming on, guys. All right, guys, let's first start the show today with this whole running back situation. I feel like running backs are not getting treated properly anymore. They're not getting their proper value. Now we look at Jonathan Taylor's situation. He was not getting the money. They're having the back and forth. Now he's getting finally traded. John Paul, what do you think about this whole running back situation that's going on now?
Listen, man, the only problem is with these running backs is a lot of people don't understand, as good as they are and as great as some of these guys are, they're expendable, because running backs are a dime a dozen. I mean, you can get a guy in the 6th round, come out, week 1 through 9, and he could be a stud. And so it's not just, you can't just think, okay, I'm a running back and I can they have a very small shelf life. So my personal opinion is, bro, just take the money when you got it, and that's it.
Okay. Tony, you're in a similar situation right now. You guys had the same problem with Saquon Barkley. He was threatening not to come to camp, but eventually you guys got him to. You guys going to probably have the same problem next season. What do you think about this whole running back situation that's going on right now in the
NFL? I agree with my brother wholeheartedly. It's a short shelf life. Saquon's problem is a couple things. Besides his rookie season, and even last year, he had some games where he was playing hurt. He's had 2 full seasons. In my mind, play out the franchise tag, prove that you can stay healthy, prove that you can play at a high level. And I have no doubt in my mind that if he plays the way he did last year, the Giants would have no problem making him the highest paid running back in this league if he just shut up and did that. Now, the second problem is he has a horrible, horrible agency who I believe he fired his agent a couple months ago, surrounding him, because I believe week 9 last year he was offered $13.2 million a year and he turned it down. So, 13.2 puts him, I believe, right below Alvin Kamara, which would be third highest paid. So, once again, these guys have to get better representation. He hurt himself on $3 million a year listening to his agent.
Okay. James, what do you think? What do you think about this whole situation that's going on, buddy?
Unfortunately for the running backs, the market is the market. The market dictates the price. I think the one argument probably for running backs, and I do agree, it's probably the most replaceable position in the sport, simply because they're relying on a whole heck of a lot of people. And that meaning the 5 guys up front. If you can create holes for these guys, chances are you can find someone out there that's going to be able to hit those holes and move the chains. The one argument for them, and I think the one thing that I had, especially with Saquon, is not a whole lot of people walking around Earth like Saquon. Not a lot of whole people walking around. You can't grab Derrick Henry off the street. If you try to, you're going to be taking a long time to try to find him. I think the same Christian McCaffrey. So I do think there is an upper echelon tier of running back, but for the most part, I do think it's a pretty replaceable position, and the market's going to dictate what guys get paid. So it's unfortunate for them. I don't know what the answer for them is. Maybe it is take the money if it comes across, but kind of a difficult position there. And I don't really put Jonathan Taylor in that category with some of the other guys here. But Saquon I would put up there, and I think Saquon has a really good argument for being extremely important to the Giants, and I think probably the Giants fans on here would relatively probably agree with that for the most part. So kind of hard altogether, but the market's the market.
But my thing is, Tony, I have a question. You said take a franchise tag, right? Let's say you take the franchise tag. Aren't you going to have a chance to injure yourself at the player side? You said you should take the franchise tag? Let's say you injure yourself.
Don't take it too far out of context. So my argument was because of his injury, he's injury prone. I mean, let's call it what it is. He's injury prone. Prove that you can stay healthy for more than one straight year. Play at a high level for more than 1 year. And like I said, I believe the Giants would have no problem paying him handsomely. Okay. But to do it off of of 1 year and then 2 years before that playing very limited, I think he hurt himself, and I think he made himself look like a jackass. I mean, the fact that several Giants alumni had to go to him and say don't be stupid. I think that's what made him change his mind ultimately at the end of the day.
But what's being paid handsomely? I think these running backs are thinking they're going to get paid like quarterbacks in the league, and it's just not going to happen.
No, but the 13, 14, 15 million range is handsomely for running backs.
And that's fine, and I get what you're saying. But unfortunately, offensive linemen are more important than running backs. They got rid of you think about it, halfbacks and tailbacks are damn near null and void. You don't see them anymore.
Listen.
No. Madison, what do you think about this, buddy? This whole situation.
I mean, a guy like Saquon Barkley deserves to get paid what he gets paid, not just because he's a great player, but he also helps sell jerseys and put butts in the stands. And I think that's also important when it comes to who you're going to put on your roster. For a guy like Taylor, I'm not too sure about what the Colts are going, if they're trying to win games in order to get to the playoffs. But I don't know. It seemed like a move to get rid of him so that they aren't winning as many games, So there's a different, theories I have on that. But for the top tier echelon running backs, you got to pay these guys and you got to give them what they deserve, because they are putting butts in the seats, and they're also helping you sell jerseys and make you money. And it's hard to come by with good running backs. It is a replaceable position, but also there's only two things you can do on offense: throw the ball or run the ball, and you need to have a solid running back. So if you have one, pay him, give him what he deserves. They're only in the league for 4 or 5 years.
Okay, David, what do you think about this whole situation?
Before we go to David, because David is as big as the Giants fan as I am, here's the question I propose. Does Saquon think he's more valuable than he really is? And let's think about this question pretty deeply.
No.
The Giants were ranked number 32, dead last in wide receivers last year. They had no choice but to give the ball to Saquon, whether it's running or passing. This year, with the weapons added, I mean, it's going to be a completely different ballgame for this guy, I think.
I mean, probably going to be better for him.
No, I think it's going to be worse. I think he's going to get less touch.
The Giants have way more receivers now on their depth chart, and Daniel Jones is looking a lot stronger, and so that's going to give opportunity for Saquon to actually have a healthy season now.
Yeah, but less touches means less yardage.
I don't know. He's a breakout guy.
Less
moolah. Let him get open. You let him get open in the backfield, he's going for 40.
I'll put it to you this way about there's two running backs I put top tier. McCaffrey and Eckler. They catch the ball, they block, and they run the ball. Now, I'll put it to you this way. When I played football in college, the best player on my team was my running back. he carried the team. He would average like 150 yards a game and stuff like that. He was the most valuable. And NFL, if you look at the past Super Bowl winners, though, did any of them have a good running back? No, right?
No.
Now, none of them had a 1,000 yards rush, I don't even think. So now my thing is, if Jonathan Taylor goes to the Bills, I'm telling you now, if he goes to the Bills are going at least to the AFC Championship game. You heard it here first. I know that they have their offensive line sucks, but finally, Josh Allen will have a running game, and I want to see how that run game is going to transpire to him with his passing game. So if he goes there, and then another thing I heard is Taylor is going to go to the Cowboys. I still don't, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Giants fan. I don't think I think the Cowboys should just keep Tony Pollard and just see what happens with him and not spend the extra money on Taylor because the Colts want at least a first-round pick for him.
Okay. But now you mentioned Buffalo Bills. Let's go over to Buffalo. Buffalo Bills, Stephon Diggs. They also having that problem too. So I don't think Buffalo can what the Taylor.
Stephon Diggs is mad because every other team's getting better. The Jets keep adding people. The Dolphins keep adding people, but the Bills aren't. The Bills don't have any money. What the Bills should do is trade for an offensive lineman because the right side of their offensive line sucks. They should call me to come back. That's how bad they are. So, listen, at the end of the day, we could sit here and be like, oh, they should have added DeAndre Hopkins, which they should have done, actually. I don't even know why he went to Tennessee, but it's all because he got more money, which I understand. But they need offensive line. If any good team, look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs have a stellar offensive line, and that's why they won it every single year. And the Eagles last year, they had the number one offensive line in the NFL. They won so many games. People like, oh, Jalen Hurts this, oh, Mahomes this. Dude, if you have 5 good people blocking for you and you have time, let's be honest here. You can make any quarterback look good. I just put Burrow in a whole other category because he's always had shitty offensive lines, and he's still throws the ball everywhere. So I give him
that was Andrew Luck, man. Andrew Luck had zero offensive line, man.
And look what happened. He retired short season.
Yeah.
Just shows offensive line means everything. So for the Bills need offensive line help. They don't need weapons. Stephon Diggs, unless you're gonna try and recruit an offensive lineman, just shut the hell up, dude. Just play.
Okay. Let's see what happens, man. It's cooking off, man. A lot of players want to get traded. Now let's talk about New York. And New York is in everybody's mouth right now. The New York Jets ticket prices went up compared to the last couple of years. New York Jets got Aaron Rodgers. New York Jets got all the receivers Rodgers wanted, making Rodgers happy. Rodgers even took a pay cut to get the guys he wants. So now, the question is, who's the better team of New York now? The Giants or the Jets? John Paul, I'll go with you first, buddy.
Why do you got to come to me first? Why can't you go to my brother so I can rebuttal?
I'm gonna go to Jay since he's laughing. Yeah, what do you think, buddy?
That's better. You can't have that when me and my brother are in the same. Go to James, then go to Tony, or go to David. You got to switch.
You gotta let them go last so they can argue with each other.
Yeah, no shit.
So I'll go with James
first.
Yeah, you go first, buddy.
Yeah, I'll go first. So I don't think this is as wide of a gap as, I guess, like your mainstream sports media, I guess. Is that the right mainstream sports media is kind of making it out to seem. I'll talk about the Giants because I think for a Jet fan, I'm not really one where the Giants, not that they, there's a rivalry, but they don't bother me like the Patriots or the Bills or whatever it is. I do think Daniel Jones is going to have a real nice year. And let me preface this first. I think the Jets are a better team simply because there's a lot of spots they're equal in, but I think the quarterback position, if you're better in the quarterback position, you have a lot better chance to win. And I do think the defense ultimately on the Jets side is a bit superior to the Giants. And I think that's where the Jets season is going to lie. It's going to rely on Aaron Rodgers, and it's going to rely on the defense. Hopefully the defense helps them get through their first 6 games. It's going to be really tough. And hopefully they're able to potentially probably struggle on offense in the beginning there, the Jets. And hopefully that relates to W's because the defense is kind of keeping the other scoreboard on the lower end of things. But The Giants, I think, are a lot better than potentially people are giving them credit for. They won a playoff game last year. So that, in my opinion, automatically raises whatever expectations are going to be. Daniel Jones had a nice year protecting the football last year and running the football. Saquon is Saquon. Andrew Thomas at the left tackle spot. He's probably a top 3 left tackle in the game. You have a number 7 overall pick on the right at the right tackle spot. You added Jalen Hyatt, who can take the top off. We saw it at Tennessee. What I would do with Jalen Hyatt, I mean, Brian Daboll is a lot better at his job than I would be at his job. But if I was the Giants, I would put Jalen Hyatt in the slot, keep him off the line of scrimmage, so no one can press him. He's a little bit of a slimmer, skinnier type of guy. Let him either take the top off and you throw it to him, or take the top off and take a safety right out of the play. You get those in-cut routes for guys like Hodgins and Paris Campbell and all those guys. So they've upgraded their weapons. Obviously, Darren Waller is a top tight end over the last few years. If he's healthy, that's the big question. If he's healthy, he's going to be a game changer. And then on the defensive side, you have a few nice pieces. So in a not great NFC, I think the Giants are a little bit of a sleeper to go to the playoffs and potentially make some noise. It's just that the Jets, on the other hand, the Jets have to go to the AFC Championship game. I know Rodgers committed to multiple years, but you never know what's going to happen year to year, and you never know what Rodgers is going to do year to year. And so this year, they're still a young roster, but expectation for the Jets is you have to get to the AFC Championship game, and then you let the chips fall where they may. If you lose to Kansas City in Kansas City this year in the AFC Championship game, I don't see that as a failure. But ultimately, you have to make the playoffs. You have to win playoff games, and you have to get to the AFC Championship game. It's just the expectation I have for this team based on Rodgers, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Corey Davis. You got the whole gang. And then the defense, in my opinion, is going to be a top 3 defense in the NFL. With that kind of combination, that roster has to do really, really well. And for me, it's the AFC Championship game. Hopefully they win the Super Bowl. I mean, it would be great.
Now, James, let me bring it back down to earth, buddy. I think you go too high earth. The AFC Championship, buddy. Come on, James. You look who you got facing right now. You got the stats. You got the Bills.
Yeah.
You got the Bengals. You got the Chiefs. You got,
of course.
What else is it? The Jets going to.
Yeah, but the difference is I'm not saying they're going to. I'm saying that's where I think this team could be potentially headed, and where the expectation is based on what they've done. When you add those kind of players to a roster, it has to translate to success. And if you want to be the best, you're going to have to beat the best anyway. So if that's your competition, that it's what you have to do. I'm not in this fantasy world of everything's going to be perfect. It's potentially not going to be perfect. But at the end of the day, any team in the league, if you add what the Jets added to the young talent that they already have, it has to translate to wins in some form or fashion.
Okay.
Umir, real quick. I'm not going to go. I'm going to let David take the next spot. But you look at certain things, right? And I look at certain things. I look at last year, a Jets.
Just from a different height.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But you look at things and I look at things. Now, the Jets last year with a very, very mediocre quarterback combination went 7-10. Okay, 7-10. They were 7-4, all right, before things kind of just tumbled downhill. All right. So you figure you at least put Rodgers in there. Granted his age, and I'm not saying he's going to be dominant to God knows where. But you figure at least three of those games they're going to win. And you're telling me that last game against Miami where it was 13-9? Yeah, I mean, that was just probably the shittiest game all year. I mean, it's got to get better. And I agree with that. It's got to get better.
They lost 2 games to New England last year, both games to New England. And New England scored 1 offensive touchdown in both games combined. So when you consider the fact that largely the defense is the same, and then you're plugging in Aaron Rodgers and now Dalvin Cook and the rest of the gang there, then ultimately you're expecting to score points. So if the defense does what they did last year, maybe it's a little bit of a fall off, whatever it is. It was a pretty dominant year by them. You have to put points on the board, and that's got to translate to win. So yeah, I agree with that as well. There was a lot of I don't even want to call the quarterback room last year mediocre for the Jets. They were completely unplayable. That was just a fact of the matter.
Okay. David, buddy, what do you think about this whole thing? What do you think, buddy?
I'll make this nice and simple. Giants have no expectations. The Jets have all expectations, go Super Bowl or bust. We have no pressure. They have all the pressure in the world. The end.
Okay. Madison, what do you think, buddy?
On paper, the Jets look better, but I think I don't know. I can't really say, but I do know the Jets and the Giants play this season, so we can determine who's the better of the New York teams when they face off. I think they're like game 5 of the season. I think they face each other.
Week 8.
Week 8. There you go. Week 8. So week 8, the Giants and Jets face off. So there's your answer there. I can't really say Jets. I'm not too happy with the way Rodgers has played the last couple of years, and maybe he needed a new team to revitalize himself, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I like the Giants a little more, but the Jets have more weapons and they have Aaron Rodgers. So
Okay. Tony, what do you think, buddy? I'll go with you first. Then I go with your brother.
Honestly, I got to be honest. I'm not even looking at the players. I think it comes down to coaching. I just think the Giants are going to be better solely because of coaching. I hate to talk about Hard Knocks. I really do, because I'm not a huge fan of the show. But watching Salah over watching all the other coaches who've ever been on the show, he is so fucking soft compared to the other guys. I don't know if that works for the locker room, but I mean, does that, watching this guy, does he look like he's a Super Bowl coach? No, it looks like, it looks like an 8-8 team. Unfortunately.
Did you hear what Gronk said? It's funny because you mentioned the coaching. You heard what Gronk said, right?
Yeah, that was also taken out of context. He said to that girl 3 times he's not coming back.
No, I know, but it's just funny how he said the only coach he would come in retirement for is Daboll. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's the only way I'm going to rank the teams is based on coaching, because at the end of the day, I think coaching is what's going to actually make the difference.
Okay. John Paul, what do you think over there, buddy?
Okay. I think on paper the Jets have the better team. They do 110%. The Giants might have the better coach. I don't know yet. Salah hasn't had the opportunity to have that steady quarterback like the Giants have had to play and do what he's got to do. But it is a year that the Jets have spent a lot of money. I don't think I've seen the Jets spend this much in God knows how long.
No, because you're old as hell.
So do I. Thanks. So do I expect them to do great? I hope so. But I'm also a typical Jets fan I'm not a typical Jets fan. So all right, as soon as we got Aaron Rodgers and Dalvin Cook and Adam Lazard and all these other guys, a lot of guys that I know that are Jets fans are going, oh, well, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're probably going to win it. I'm not like that. I haven't seen it. The Giants last year won a playoff game. But as I said last year, before that playoff game against Philly, they were going to get trampled. The Giants have a small issue with staying healthy. And that all leads to Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones stays healthy and he plays like he did last year, sky's the limit. But, I mean, you also got to look at the conferences. AFC is a lot stronger of a conference than the NFC. There's not that many teams in the NFC that are that good, to be honest. I mean, you have the Jets' entire division. That AFC East, I mean, you think about it, Buffalo's probably shaking in their boots right now. Because I'm not just saying as a Jets fan, but it could be Miami that takes that spot. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think the Patriots are going to be complete shit, which I'm so happy about. I'm almost jumping for joy on how bad they fucking look. But listen, regardless of the fact, the AFC is a whole lot harder to get out of than the NFC is. The NFC is not that difficult to get out of, because if you guys remember a couple years back, to win the NFC East, you needed an 8-8 record.
I'll say one thing: Zach Wilson
NFC
looks
East
a lot better
greatest,
than
greatest division ever. So
no, now it's not that good. It's all right now. Not mediocre.
Of all time, NFC East is probably the greatest division in the NFL. I mean, look at the championship.
Back in the 90s, yes. But 90s and like 2000s, I would say, but not recently, though.
I don't see the Giants winning more than 4 games.
Eagles just started getting good. We've been mediocre. Well, other than years we won the Super Bowl. That's about it. And the Commanders have been terrible for the past like 15 years, I feel like. So now, I think now NFC East is probably the best division. I'll give us that. Even last year, I thought we were.
I definitely think that Daniel Jones is going to be a bust this year. I don't think they'll do the same magic he did last year.
Dude, did you hear Daniel? Real quick, it's funny you said that. Do you watch like Get Up, those shows or anything like that?
No, because I can't get up in the
He said Daniel Jones, with the new targets they have and everything, he's going to be dangerous this year. And one thing I'll give him, Dan Orlovsky, he played the quarterback position. He's one of the top analysts. He knows his stuff. He's so on point when he says somebody's crap or not. So I'll give him that. He said now that we have Waller, who's a 6'7" target, we have Height, who's a speedster. Don't forget Robinson's coming off an injury too. We have Hodges, and Shepard. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm not saying we're going to Super Bowl. Trust me, I'm not like that. But the offense, Saquon might get more. He's not going to get as many touches, but I think Saquon might get more yards rushing because you got to watch the target. We have targets now, man.
Let's see what happens, man. But like I said, I think Daniel Jones about to be bust, and I don't see the Giants winning more than 4 games.
How do you think he's a bust, games?
Though? Yeah.
I don't see him getting more than 4 feet, you short bastard. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Wait, 4 games?
Yeah, like my height, 4 feet. I don't see the Giants winning more than 4 games.
So they're going to go 4-13, you're saying?
4-14, but you play 19 weeks now.
No, so that means we're going to have a top 3 pick in this year's draft.
Yeah, I think the Giants,
don't play 19 weeks. What are you nuts?
They're going to be they're going to split. They're going to split with the Commanders. They're going to split probably with either the Cowboys or Eagles. Those are 2 wins right there.
I don't know. Eagles, y'all definitely not beating them. Y'all can dream about that. Y'all don't beat this Eagles thing.
Cowboys will.
Why? They're very beatable.
The Eagles are not beatable. What do you mean? They got the best wide receiver in the league. They got a great offensive line. They got
one offensive lineman has to get hurt. One offensive lineman gets hurt, my season's over.
They're one of the best wide receivers. AJ Brown.
Their defense is suspect still.
You can't call him the best.
I'm not saying he's the best, but I say he's
one of the best.
Brown? Definitely top 5.
Who, AJ Brown?
Top 5.
AJ Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. He's top 5.
The defense is not that.
But he's not the best in the league.
I never said he's the best in the league.
No.
I never said he's the best in the league. Are you listening to me, pal, over there in New Jersey? I never said that. I just said he's one of the best.
You sound like a squeaky toy.
Nah,
but he's definitely one of the top. Definitely one of the best wide receivers in the league. So look at
he's top 10. I wouldn't say top. I would say probably I mean, it's arguable, but I could say top 5.
Yeah, I don't see I don't see the Giants being the Eagles at all. That gonna be over. So I definitely see that.
But what? But why?
The Giants not that beatable compared.
Tell me why we wouldn't be able to steal one from them. Just tell me that. Why?
Because you guys one reason. The Eagles are gonna be on full redemption mode right now. They're pissed that they lost Super Bowl the way they did.
Name another team that went to the Super Bowl besides the Chiefs. You think they're going to pull the Chiefs, go to Super Bowl, lose, and then they're going to win it the next year?
Yes, I think that's possible. Easy, especially in the NFC. The NFC not the way.
Dude, I can't wait for the 49ers to play them again because the 49ers are going to have revenge in their mind and they're going to.
I don't see 49. I don't know about that because I heard that QB not fully back 100%.
Purdy looked good in the preseason game. Did you watch it?
Yeah,
he looked bad.
I don't know. I really feel like the Eagles
defense wins championship.
No, just let him keep mushing because every team he roots for just keeps mushing and mushing and mushing.
Yeah, the Broncos did good last year.
Keep doing it, baby.
I mean, the Broncos.
Hey, don't talk about the Broncos.
We got my brother. We got a Bronco fan. We got a fellow Bronco fan here. Thank you. You guys took my point. Sean Payton in the house. Sean Payton. Madison, I'm gonna ask you this question first. Do you think Sean Payton can fix up Russell Wilson and bring him back to primetime loss?
I don't know, man. Last year was the biggest disappointment ever as a Broncos fan for all the hype that was put into the franchise and all the money we had spent to get him. I'm hoping something could come from this. Our defense is always solid, but I don't know. Like, even our preseason games, we aren't even looking as strong on offense right now. So I don't know. I don't even want to go in here. I'm just going to enjoy the season again and just be hopeful that we win 6 games at least, because I just was not happy with Russell Wilson, and also just his like team management and just how the team, like, no one backed him or really believed in him, and just kind of how corny he was. And like, I don't want to talk bad on him, but it was just such a weird, funky season, and how he, put himself out there, and Broncos let's ride, and everything that happened. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just going to stay quiet on this season. I can't talk crap to anybody in our division because the Raiders got better. The Chiefs obviously are who they are, and the Chargers, they're solid. Justin Herbert's going to have another breakout season. So I don't know. Sean Payton's a great coach, but I don't know. I don't have any belief in the team right now. So I'm hopeful, but last year we had the same conversation, and then look what happened.
Okay.
I mean, let's just be honest. Russell's a bitch.
And Daniel Jones is his bitch.
What are you talking about?
He's gonna
surpass. He's gonna surpass every one of those numbers.
And you think Daniel Jones and Tom Brady compared to Rick and Russell Wilson? Shut up. You think Daniel Jones is the sage of all sages? He had one good season. That don't mean shit. Cam Newton had one good season, and he was a bust after that. Come on, one good season makes you an all-star quarterback. Come on.
I don't know why you have to bring Daniel Jones into it. I said Russell Wilson's a bitch.
Yeah, that's it. And Daniel Jones is Russell Wilson's bitch.
Yeah, no, not even close.
Okay, let's see if Daniel Jones can be consistent over there, pal.
All right. Who's gonna have a better season, the Broncos or the Giants?
Broncos.
That's not even a question. Giants.
John Paul, what do you think over there?
The Giants will have a better season than the Broncos.
All right, Dave, what you saying over there?
Giants. Sean Payton needs at least a year.
Okay.
Thanks, Sean.
To get rid of Russell is what he needs.
They can't. They can't. Too much money. They can't.
Too much money. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose too much money.
We are stuck with him as a Broncos fan. We are stuck with him. So.
Well, he's got to stop saying hurts. If his pinky didn't hurt, he'd be fine.
Yeah. Hey,
James, what do you think, James?
I think Sean Payton's a scumbag for what he said.
Yeah, me too.
My man gets suspended for that, targeting players, and then he comes back after 1 year of fucking retirement. And you want to talk shit? How about you do yourself a favor and you show up on fucking Sundays and you watch and see how your team plays. If your team plays great, then you can take the credit. Otherwise, shut your fucking mouth and play the game. You're going to fucking talk about other teams that you play. Now I swear to Christ, I hope the Jets go over there and beat the living shit out of the Broncos. And I hope they throw it right in Sean Payton's face. No offense to you guys that are Broncos fans. It's not to you. It's to him. Sean Payton's a scumbag piece of shit, and I'm just letting you guys know.
Yeah, he broke the code.
You're not supposed to.
That's how
Dable's not out here telling everybody Joe Judge left me a piece of crap. Salah's not out there saying Adam Gase left me a piece of crap. You pick it up where you got it.
But he did.
He broke the code, and that wasn't cool. So I hope, I agree. I hope they wipe the floor with them. I didn't have that with the Broncos before he said that, but I hope he gets a little bit of karma there.
And I think Hack's got something for him. Hack's gonna fuck his shit up so bad. I can't wait.
I think that's gonna be definitely game prime time. I remember last year Tony was complaining about having Broncos game for prime time. I think this game definitely prime time Broncos with the Jets.
I can't wait.
All right. So now
hold on. If I could bring, because we were just on NFC East, I'd love to bring something up because last year I got killed for it. So I don't know if you guys have been watching the news.
I don't want to do that.
So the Washington Commanders have a very, very, very big problem on their hand. Why? Because they didn't listen to the people that they were supposedly offending. They listened to a bunch of bitches that are in this country, okay, who are not part of the Native Americans. Right now, the Native Americans have 91,000 signatures saying to bring the Redskins name back.
Yeah, they want it.
I got killed last year on this show because I said they didn't listen to the Native Americans.
You got killed by
a bunch of bitches.
You got killed by Short and Fluffy up top.
That's
there.
what I'm talking about.
I said they should have never gotten rid of it.
They have 90 as of right now, 91,000 Native American signatures to bring back that name.
Well, what's his name? Who's thinking about buying the team next year? The dude that owns fucking Amazon. He owns half the world anyway.
The Commanders already got sold.
You know what he's
got sold. Didn't it get sold?
Yeah, they already got sold. Magic Johnson and the 76ers on the board it.
Good for him. And they're going to wind up selling it to Jeff Bezos because Jeff Bezos told FedEx Field that they can stick it up their fucking ass and he's going to open up his own stadium and bring back the Redskins.
Yeah, I mean it is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, 91,000 signatures they have.
Nobody was offended until people got offended. That's it.
Let's see what happens. Let's talk about the Commanders. Did you guys hear? What do you guys think about that whole Eric Bethany being too tough?
The who?
Eric, there was news that came out that Eric, I think Bethany, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know his last name. Yeah, that guy.
He was treating the players like crap. Yes.
They're being too tough.
Well, that's probably the reason why he hasn't been given an opportunity to become a head coach.
No, I believe the players a bunch of bitches. Because a football coach is supposed to be tough. Tyreek Hill came out. That stood up for Marcus, I think Marcus Holdman, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know his name. He even came out. A coach's job is to be tough. You know how to come play pancakes.
No offense, Coach Bieniemy is waiting for Andy Reid to retire, and he's probably going to take over the Chiefs. Other than that, he's just riding off the coattails of Andy Reid. That's just the way it's going. So, I mean, the Chiefs are one fucking Mahomes injury away from being shit all over again. Because last year there was a couple games he shouldn't have played in. And I mean, he's a good kid. He's a really, 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 really good quarterback. And you
can't. That's what I was going to say.
Playing hurt.
Andy Reid will stay there on his deathbed until he's gone. I mean, he's going to ride that. He's going to ride that as long as he can. I mean, that's probably Belichick's problem. Belichick retired when Brady left.
I think Belichick's probably going to be fired. That's what's going to happen.
Belichick's fired. Are you crazy?
When you have that many rings, you walk out when you want to walk out.
You leave when you want to leave. He's got six. He's got 6 rings. He won there. 5, 6 rings.
Let's see what happens. All right, guys. Before we end the show, I want to ask you guys all a question. Who do you guys think? This is really early right now. Really early. I need y'all Super Bowl matchup predictions. Who y'all think will be in the Super Bowl?
Wait till week 1. You're doing this fucking.
We gotta do it now. We're doing it now.
Why? Well, somebody could get hurt. No,
that's what I'm saying. Extremely early. Somebody can get hurt week 1 too. Now, I need y'all extremely early picks right now. Who y'all think is gonna be in the Super Bowl? Tony, I'm gonna go with you first.
Fuck you. Why?
Come on. We don't got all day. It's past David's bedtime.
One moment.
We need to have milk and cookies, right? Past David's bedtime. Come on, please.
I got Italian ice to need to eat.
I got
go. You've eaten it before.
I got to go KC. KC, I mean, I just think they're hands down better than everyone else in that division. I don't know why. It just comes down to the Niners and Minnesota. I'm going to go Niners.
Minnesota? What are you on right now? I really need to get the
New Jersey water
tested. That is probably the dumbest comment you ever made on my show. Minnesota?
Minnesota's a good team.
No, they're not. They're bum. They're mediocre. They probably win the division, everybody. But okay, I'll let you go with that. All right, John Paul, you pick your next prediction. I saw you making faces at your brother. Who do you think will be in the Super Bowl? Early Super Bowl predictions.
We're gonna have to do this again mid-season or some shit. I don't think Kansas City makes it to the Super Bowl this year. I think they make a first-round exit in the playoffs. The way things are running, I either see, and listen, as hard as this is to say to be a Jets fan, and hopefully mid-season it changes my fucking mind, but I see Bengals making it to the Super Bowl and probably playing against the 49ers. So I see Bengals 49ers Super Bowl.
Okay. James, what do you think, buddy? Your early prediction. Who's going to be in the Super Bowl?
Jets 31, 49ers 21.
Oh, James.
Wow.
So James got a whole score break down.
Numbers
James
and
probably already think
everything.
about it. James got the whole score book now.
Hold on.
He was
They
ready for
said
the
that on
question.
Hard Knocks.
That was the hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
David, over there, I know you want to go off the Italian ice since I said you were eating. What's your prediction? What do you think will be in the Super Bowl, buddy?
I'm going to go off on a limb here. I'm going to say Bills versus the 49ers.
Okay.
That'll be a nice Super Bowl.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Madison, what do you think, buddy? Early Super Bowl prediction. What do you think will be the Super Bowl?
Eagles. I don't want to say Chiefs. I don't know if they could come back, but it's probably Eagles Chiefs, man.
Okay.
Eagles Chiefs. Like just the two best teams so far. I think Bills maybe, but no, Eagles Chiefs.
Okay. You know I always gotta be that guy that goes all the way to the other side. So I'm gonna go my dark horse. I'm gonna go dark horse on this. I got the Denver Broncos playing the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Eagles fan now. Like,
I'm signing off now.
I see Denver Broncos. I see Denver Broncos getting the first round pick.
They can't even get
Wait,
that
are you
this year.
being
They
serious?
can't
You
next
really
year.
think the Broncos are going to Super? All kidding aside, like
All
I'm a
kidding aside,
Giants fan.
I think I think Denver Broncos are gonna do it. They got too much Russell.
I
Got
like
too much
it.
on the line.
Dude,
Too
I
much
will
credit.
tell you something. The Chargers will get to the Super Bowl before the Broncos.
I feel the yo. Look at that. He got the Broncos.
I think the
Let's
the
go.
Chargers are going to be. I'm
Let's go,
telling you
Broncos.
now.
They got
I think the
Broncos
Chargers
now.
are going to be a dark horse this year. Everybody's writing the Chargers off. I'm telling you, the Chargers are going to be good this year.
Chargers.
They're good every year. They just don't have a freaking defense.
No, they
Yeah,
don't
but
have
the
a
thing is, they
they
get
don't have a
hurt.
freaking coach. They don't have a freaking coach.
And they
That
don't
coach
never
sucks.
they never have a coach. The Chargers are just Justin Herbert is like one of the best quarterbacks
Yeah.
ever to come out, but they just never can find a way in the mid season to like actually get the crucial wins they need to get to the playoffs every year.
Everybody's coming back healthy this year, though. The offensive line's coming back healthy. Wide
That's for
receivers,
sure.
they're deep this year, man.
I
They
like
got-
the Chargers. They're good.
I
They're
think
solid.
that'll be my second team, I would say, in the Super Bowl, because I think they're a dark horse and everybody's going to – because what happened to them last year against Jacksonville? I'm surprised nobody said Jacksonville in here.
Why Jacksonville? Where the hell you got Jacksonville from? Come on, they're not making that back.
Calvin Ridley's back. Was a top 5 receiver before he got obviously suspended. They already have a good offense. Why not? And Trevor Lawrence, everybody's saying he's going to be an MVP contention this year, so why not?
Who the hell said that bullshit? I need to make that.
No, a couple people have.
Yeah,
They're putting this kid in the top 5 right now.
That was on Get Up for.
Now I don't believe he's a top 5, but
I don't believe so either. But
they're putting him in the top 5.
You know when they're top
they
5.
still need a lot of help.
I'd rather say Daniel Jones is top 5 before I say that, Colin.
You said the Broncos, dude. Who the hell on the Broncos is going to do anything?
Broncos are the dark horse. The Broncos are going to be the dark horse this year. Horse this year, buddy.
We are very dark.
They're very dark. It's going to be
Dude,
very dark.
I'll tell you this much: Russell has his first 2 weeks. If they're bad, Peyton's going to sit his ass.
For who? Stinkum, whatever
Jared
his name is.
Stidham, Jared Stidham is our backup.
oof, yikes.
He has 2
Yeah,
bad
exactly.
weeks. He's going to sit his ass.
You can't afford to sit his ass because you can't trade him.
Umir, go again, please. I'm not having your prediction have the Broncos versus the Eagles. Take a real
Go
freaking-
again.
Seriously, pick
That
another
is-
one.
Where are
Pick
you?
That is
another
my-
one besides them.
That is, I'm allowed, by my First Amendment right, I'm allowed to have my own opinion. That is my.
No, I know that, but pick another one.
Yeah, no, come on. The Broncos are stupid.
No,
You want the
seriously,
Eagles-
pick another
You
one,
want the Eagles,
please.
fine, but
Yeah, Eagles. Eagles is
Broncos-
fine. Who else from the AFC?
Broncos are literally going to be last place.
No, I'm saying no, besides the Broncos, who else would you say? Seriously. Oh, being serious. Who else do you think?
Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans. They
All
got
right, this
D-Hop.
show's done, dude. I'm going on that.
They got Tennessee Titans. Look, Tennessee Titans. Look. Tennessee Titans got D-Hop.
Why the Titans, dude?
They got the best running back in the league.
I thought running backs aren't a prestige position in the NFL.
Because Derrick Henry is in his own category. Derrick Henry is in his own category. Derrick Henry's a monster.
I don't know.
Okay, so you think they're going to beat Jacksonville?
Yes,
with Tannehill?
Yes. They did
You
it before.
think Tannehill's going to do something?
They did it before. So, David, what are you talking about, bro? You haven't watched the season back? Come on,
Have you ever
man.
seen him throw a pass? He can't throw more than 40 yards in the air.
I'll make you happy. I'll go with another one. I'll take Tennessee. I'll take Tennessee. Because I think you won't be able to sleep at night at this point.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's see what else is left. All right, I think Buffalo.
You can't pick who I pick.
Okay. Yeah, what
You do this all the time. You jinx me every pick I picked last year. Yeah, I like that too. I lost every single one of them.
I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna play with. John Paul's gonna be probably break his phone after the comment. I'm gonna go with the Jets and Eagles.
Okay, I think the Dolphins can make the Super Bowl too.
I'm leaving.
If Tua can stay healthy, that's a very good possibility.
I think Dolphins or Bills can make the Super Bowl this year, and that's my bold prediction.
Yeah, Dolphins are solid.
That's my bold prediction.
Tua's concussion prone. I don't think that.
Well, that's why I said if he could stay healthy, I think Tua would have a good year.
I'm telling you right now.
This way, man. AFC East is a stacked division besides New England, and I wouldn't even sleep on New England too much because, like I said, I like coaching way too much, and Belichick is still Belichick. So
Dolphins will trade for somebody if Tua gets hurt, and honestly, they'll trade whatever because they got the team. So they'll trade for like a quarterback that's not doing well. They'll trade for whoever. I'm telling you right
100%.
now. They'll probably trade for somebody in the 49ers. They'll trade for Lance or they'll trade for Darnold.
Lance is a bozo. Darnold's garbage too. Two bozos in the league. Two bozos. Darnold's garbage. Trey Lance is horrible.
I forgot Russell Williams the savior. Okay.
Well, yeah. You know what though? With all due respect, right? They have Geno Smith ranked high. He had a good year last year. Sometimes a change of location makes you a better player.
It wasn't a change of location. It was him getting punched in his face. That's what happened.
No.
And now the Seahawks got even more weapons. Dude, I'm telling you, the Seahawks are going to be dangerous because now they got wide receiver. They might have the best wide receiver core in the NFL this year.
Mayor just got a hard on when you said that. He's going to jump back to the Seahawks.
Good thing I got my Seahawks jersey too. All right, guys. It's good to have y'all on the show. Hope to see y'all back. We will be back before week 1. Hope y'all all enjoy your last few months of summer. In California, they got summer all year long. So, Madison, you enjoy the summer all year long, babe. And hope to see all my friends back next and see this come when the season starts. Have a good night, guys.